Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is Friday, January 10th, 2014, about 3:30ish in the morning. Just unboxed LightCore Countdown, a very cool character. LightCore effect sadly didn't kind of radiate down on top of the head. That's a shame. It had the white teeth and things that could have accented nicely. That said, tonight at Toys R Us, I was fortunate enough to land Spire Eyes and the two LightCore characters in Wave 3, that being obviously Countdown and Wham-Shell. Wham-Shell, I'm sure when you hear that name, for some of you that got into Skylanders late in the game, you don't want to hear Wham-Shell, Boomer, Voodooed, Ghost Roaster, although Voodooed has been kind of repopped a little bit now. Wham-Shell still insanely hard to find. If it makes you feel any better, he was extremely hard to find. Originally, I remember it was like June, after the release in October the next year when he actually came out. Very difficult to track him down. I'm big time into Skylanders, and I had quite an issue locating the guy. Finally did, though. Paid retail only, of course. He, of course, was an SSA castaway. What I mean by that, he appeared in Skylander Spyro's Adventure, did not make an appearance in Skylanders Giants. However, in Swap Force, he is back. However, it is only as a LightCore. Some of you are probably saying, whoa, wait, what? What do you mean only as a LightCore? Here's my issue. The LightCore characters, I feel like they cost more. I feel like they should be a step above their regular counterparts. I realize there's not a standard Wham-Shell Series 2 to go with Swap Force, just LightCore. But what I am getting at, essentially, the light bomb effect, flash bomb, that's cool. The light up effect is nice. They look cool on the portal. They're a nice addition to the collections, yada yada. Issue I have, number one, I feel like the flash bomb should be able to be used at the user's discretion and recharged, in particularly when the biggest issue is simply the fact these guys don't get a wow pal. Now, I mentioned with Countdown, I said this is the perfect time when you're a new lander to be posed as a, LightCore figure. Grim Creeper gets the same benefit, Starstrike, Smolder Dash, Bumble Blast as well when he's out. New landers, SSA, none of those guys had wow pals. Everyone's new at that point. In Giants, your characters like Fright Rider, Sprocket, Chill, Pop Fizz, they have soul gems, but they don't have wow pals. In Swap Force, characters like Starstrike, Smolder Dash, all the new landers, Riptide, Scorp, Slobbertooth, they have the soul gem and they don't have the wow pal. The big benefit, and you hear me say this in all the introduction videos, like, hey, I don't really care for Sprocket, you might say, don't really like her pose, why should I get Series 2 Sprocket? What I say to you is, if that's the case, you're A, not a fan, B, don't like the pose. Your other reason is gameplay. In the gameplay, Sprocket, Series 2, and all the other Series 2 characters, they now have a wow pal. That changes the game, makes them different and unique, plus you can switch paths, but the main draw remains the wow pal. What happens, characters like Flashwing, Warnado, and Wham-Shell come in as a LightCore in this game. They don't have a wow pal, and that's kind of disappointing to me. Don't want to spend too much more time on that, but again, Flashwing came back as a LightCore character, so she doesn't have the wow pal. Meanwhile, any other giant new lander that returned in non-LightCore form, Chill, Pop Fizz, those are bad examples because they had them, but they get the wow pals now. So sadly, one of my favorite characters, Warnado, is down there without a wow pal. Same with Wham-Shell. Again, all I'm getting at, I feel like the LightCore character should take it a step above standard Skylanders. In order to do that, they need the wow pal and the flash bomb ability. That said, very nice packaging here. I know there's a lot of people very into Wham-Shell. They have been. I've done polls since SSA came out, the battle polls, etc. He's always performed very well. I'm not a huge fan of Wham-Shell. However, he kind of grew on me when I read the Mask of Power, the Kill Trump one. He and Zapper featured characters there. That's about all I'll say. Don't want to ruin it for you. Now, the LightCore packaging, big things. You got the holographic nameplate. You got the holographic card, should someone pick this up in the store trying to figure out what's going on. one of the greatest LightCore characters to date, Prism Break. He's featured there telling people, hey, this lights up. Also up top, you've got LightCore. You've got light illuminating from the Skylanders logo. Again, Prism Break featured there. And then you've got different packaging, and you're probably saying, wait, what are you talking about? You're crazy. Note that this is a sharp, crisp line. If we come in and we grab Dunebug over here, standard packed Skylanders have a rounded corner. So basically, what Activision is trying to do here is just make this stand out from the crowd. So people that see this guy will say, wait, you know, he's different, he's got this shiny stuff. And then they'll, you know, ask or figure it out on their own that he's different. At a display, you can put it on the portal, see what it does, and, you know, unravel the mystery yourself. Obviously, that difference in packaging comes into play the best when you have, say, Countdown and LightCore Countdown. So, Wham-Shell, 180, Flashwing, those guys kind of on their own this time. That said, I am excited to see what he looks like. Obviously, anyone that's got any experience at all with the LightCores, you're going to know what's going to light up there is going to be the mace. So, that said, again, Wham-Shell is from the water element. A lot of people's theory is, you know, Countdown's new, people aren't going to be interested in Wham-Shell, though, man. He was hard to find in SSA. I bet everyone's going to rush out and get him for fear of that, or they didn't get him the first time, etc. I don't know, but like I said, all I can tell you that'll help you out, when I went in tonight, found both these guys, luckily, might I add, about 5 Countdowns and roughly 10 plus LightCore Wham-Shell. Coming around to the backside, though, there's the featured character for the LightCores, Miss Starstrike, and then the inset box art, pretty menacing shot of Wham-Shell, I believe, is when he's fully upgraded with a soul gem, judging by that armor. Now, he is LightCore. They go into continue things here. LightCore power, and more importantly, the flash bomb effect. When you place him on the portal, deals damage instantly, basically, to everything on the screen. Other featured characters here, LC Smolderdash, Tornado, Starstrike, and Grim Creeper. I don't know if I would have to investigate this. They're saying not compatible in SSA Giants, but of course will work in Swap Force. I would have to think he would register in these two games. Maybe they put the X's there to be safe, you know, to indicate, you know, you're not going to have the LightCore power. I'll have to try and, I've got Giants in right now. I guess I could test it out. May do that, actually. So, I'll post up on the blog for that. What I'm going to do now is open this up again. Got it at Toys R Us. I believe their price is $13.99. It's roughly $1 more. Honestly, it seems like every week, but maybe 3 or so, they've had the buy one, get one 40%, which is a really good deal. That makes their extra $1 actually offset, and it still makes them the place to shop. And you have to hand it to Toys R Us. They have had and continue to have the best stock of Skylanders out of any other retailers. They've handled pretty much all the promotions well. We'll see how they handle this special Gilgrunt deal coming up, but so far so good. And again, the 3 for $35 on the swappers if you're looking for anything Wave 3. Here's Wham-Shell out of the packaging. That is a pretty sweet shot of him. Even if this LightCore disappoints me, that is a very aggressive pose. I think I'll be happy with that. That said, if you do reseal your characters for display purposes, take your time unpackaging them. My advice is to cut the tape. Once I open somebody up, free them from their plastic, they're going to stay ready to get on that portal whenever I might need them. So, not a big deal for me. What I like to do is bend that back. Sometimes this piece here will stick. Just go ahead and bend that back. I like to grab it by the base when possible. With the LightCore, exercise a little bit more caution, and the one thing you don't want to do, just like Countdown, you don't want to rip him out by the fuse. Don't grab the mace right there and rip it out. If you're going to go up top, go there. But again, my personal advice is come in, grab the base, and then put your weight on the packaging to actually get it out. That way you minimize your chances of damaging the characters. Pretty heavy pose, I have to say. I think he's going to be one of those ones that will not stand on carpet for me. Series 2 Slime Pam was like that. We'll take a good look at him here in just a second. The good news is he'll stand just fine on a portal. Now on the card, what I like to do, you see they've got the tabs here and here. I like to come in on this one, bend it in, push the card out from the back side, it'll snap out automatically, that one. Pull these out, you haven't demented anything, haven't put a crease in the card. What you get is the stat card behind that. That's a pretty cool shot. You get the sticker sheet. The sticker sheet has the character artwork, the character name, a QR code, and then down below that is a web code for your iOS and Android applications, as well as your collection vault, of course. Card is very cool, you have to admit. It's got the holographic effect going on. Hopefully you can see these numbers. If I can see them through the camera, I assume you can. So, power or strength, 100 out of 200. Defense or armor, 120 of 200. Speed or agility, 25 of 200. Luck, 100 of 200. Add all that up and we've got what? 200, 320, 345. That's fairly respectable for the card stats. There's the backside, not near as exciting when the stat side actually has a holographic effect. We'll set that down. Let me go ahead and hold him up. He has got a pretty short bio. We'll cover that for you. Wham-Shell. There is a hyphen there, folks, between the wham and the shell. A lot of people eliminate that. I've always wondered how they decide what characters get the hyphens and what don't. If I get to go back to E3, I'm going to ask that. I don't care if people think it's a stupid question. Wham-Shell was ruler of a kingdom deep in the oceans of Skylands that for a long time lived peacefully. That is, until his underwater utopia was invaded by a legion of oil-drilling trolls that scattered his people to the wind. Armed with a powerful mace that had been handed down from one king to the next for generations, as you can see back here, Wham-Shell defeated the greedy trolls and drove them away. Soon after, he joined the Skylanders to help defend against this type of atrocity ever happening again. Again, I'm not a... There was so much hype around this guy in SSA originally, and then when I got him, I wasn't really impressed. That said, he is pretty powerful. I like the fact that he gets the armor with the soul gem. My favorite attack of his is actually, he's got some pretty good combos when you take Captain Crustacean. Going by my own theory, I would be taking Commander Crab this time, but my favorite deal with him is a Poseidon Strike. That's his tertiary attack. It's when he slams the mace down into the ground and it kind of spans out, electrocutes things, I think. It works very well. I've had good luck with that in both story mode and battle mode. That said, the pose itself, actually, again, like I said, this could just be a total dud. This could actually not light up. We'll just say I got a defective one. And I would still be fairly happy just because it's a pretty damn good pose. You have to give him that. Again, even if you're, I don't know, say you like Sunburn, Countdown, and Sprocket, and you don't really care for Wham-Shell, I think anyone being fair would have to say that's a very good pose. Number one, he's in motion. If you've played the character before, you know what he's about to do. He's got the mace behind him, probably going to unload a combo on you. But they caught him in motion, as you can see there, with the foot kind of tucked in, kind of as he runs forward. Really nice detail there on the armor on his arms. And then the other thing I like, number one, he's got the follow you eyes. The blue on them is very, very nice. But then he's kind of got his mouth open a little wider than the original pose, and that highlights the teeth. It actually gets to make the teeth bigger, I think. Coming around to the backside, I always mentioned, I don't know that you can see it on this one, but I think this back plate on the SSA figure kind of looked like Chop Chop to me. I'll grab him, and you can see him down there by Boomer. But then the mace itself, it's not the true gold, and again, if you know me, I don't like gold well. It does, obviously, it ties in very well with Wham-Shell, but it's kind of has to be this, like, translucent yellow color. You know, I think they did their best to make it gold, but we'll see how it lights up. That said, before we do that, in my left hand, LightCore Wham-Shell, blue base. You have to admit, the other thing I like about the water elements in Swap Force, that blue base for the game looks wicked cool. Also, no, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but if for some reason you didn't know, based on the water right there, you can flip these over, you've got the Elemental logo, they still do that. As you can see, they did here. That's the water on the green. You get the idea. I mean, you have to admit the blue flows better. But this is Wham-Shell's original pose, something people have tried to track down for years and routinely pay $30 for now. Did they get rid of his little horn deals? I think they did. If you see on this pose, he's got horns that are almost like, I mean, literally horns. I guess they're there. You just can't see them. That would be the... Sorry about that. He attacked the camera. I think on the LightCore pose, I guess that's the one. That's the high point, and then that would be the other. And they did angle it correctly, so they obviously spent some time on it. But as you can see, his mouth is shut here. You've got the nice teeth, you know, they kind of V together perfectly, but just opening that mouth up ever so slightly, look how menacing he looks compared to original. One of the things I didn't like about the original pose was like the staff for the mace kind of took away from his facial features. That is not the case here. Maybe they thought the same thing. Again, I'm telling you, this is a really cool pose, regardless of the LightCore effect, so props for that. Coming around though to the back side, can't quite remember what I used to think I saw here, but I mean it kind of looks like the shield of Chop Chop. I think at times I was seeing faces. I've had other people tell me that too, but we'll set that down. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab my trusty old SSA portal. You can see there it's got the green base. We're going to fire this bad boy up. Came on, and let's go ahead and put them on from here right now. Can't really see a whole lot. You can at this angle. Spin him around, try not to throw him off the portal. That's that. Lights up pretty well. It's a pretty big staff. I mean, the spikes on it are very nicely done. I hadn't mentioned that yet. I'm going to set him down on the pool table for you. I'll turn the lights out. Hopefully it's in focus. If not, fear not. I'm going to come back and I'll bring it up to the camera for you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're not seeing it very well. My apologies there. The thing is, though, I could tell you, even when I just turned the lights out, it looks pretty dadgum good. You can see it now, just with me bringing it up that high. You can clearly make out that this is a mace, and that's the important thing. It almost looks like the Scorpion Striker Battle Pack from Giants. With the right light from the portal, it really glows. Again, keep in mind, this is the SSA portal. The Swap Force portal is going to put out a lot more light. I probably should have done that with the lights out for Countdown. It's just that thing's wired. I might try to take a picture. That might actually radiate up on the white part of the portal and kind of showcase his facial features better. Same thing here with Wham-Shell, where you just see the dark nothing staring at you. With the newer portal, you can see the power button there just to kind of reference it. It might light up the characters significantly better, but this is just the best way for me to do it on the pool table. That said, you get the idea. It lights up his back. It looks gold, the whole figure, with that yellow light. Let me try to grab Flashwing. I honestly can't see anything. This is her. She's my go-to gal for LightCore. Obviously, this chick puts out some light. That's what it would look like. Again, I think she kind of would compensate, maybe make things look like the newer portal, if you will, in terms of light. So you'd see a little bit more Wham-Shell. Again, just having her on the portal, you can actually pick out the facial features, in particularly, you know, the whites and the light colors. That said, you have to admit, let me get him. Well, anyway, again, if this is disappointing you in any way, please try these figures on the new portal. But you have to admit the mace looks pretty good. There's no denying that. So we'll go ahead and set these two down. I will try to position this. I think you can see that pretty well. You know where the pool table is in relation to everything. I'll go get the lights back on. Alright, so that is that, though. I'm going to get Miss Flashwing off of here. Can't remember if I said it or not. Chase McCain is hidden. If you find him, feel free to post up. I thought I put him in plain sight. He is in plain sight, but he kind of blends in pretty good, so that worked out well. That said, that is LightCore Wham-Shell. Very, very nice figure. The main thing to me, the LightCore part, actually, when I saw it, got home with it tonight, I kind of thought, oh, that's not going to be very cool. It actually looks pretty good. Puts out a significant amount of light, especially compared to like Countdown over there. But the main thing I like is just the pose itself. Again, very menacing. He looks like someone you'd want to grab, put on the portal, and play with. So the only real downside, in my opinion, and the same thing goes for Warnado and Flashwing, and of course everyone should know Warnado, one of my personal favorites, is just the fact the LightCores don't get the Wow Pow. I feel like there's a lot that could have been done for some of those characters. Don't again want to spend too much time on that, but there is always that hope if you are a big Wham-Shell, Warnado, Flashwing, etc. fan. Next game, maybe we'll get a true standard figure again, and we'll have kind of a Wow Pow party for these characters. If not, hopefully they'll be back at some point, and we'll kind of get to see where they can take them in terms of their next power upgrade. That said, again, what I can't get over on this figure, I truly like this pose. The LightCore effect is just kind of an added bonus, but again, just this side alone is worth it to me. Found it at Toys R Us. Price was $13.99. Oddly enough, no buy one get one 40% that I was aware of. So I would hope, that GameStop might have this guy Saturday. Again, my local store did not have them yet. Everything they had was out, and they didn't know of anything they were expecting. Saturday, Sunday hadn't had any agendas or memos sent out from corporate. Best Buy has the Silver Sprocket coming out Sunday. There's a chance they might have some of the Wave 3 stuff show up. Again, I didn't go into Best Buy tonight, so I don't know. But bottom line right now, your best bet locally, if you have the store Toys R Us, best bet online is probably going to be Amazon. But again, if GameStop locally doesn't have these LightCore characters, the Battle Pack, Adventure Pack for you, go ahead and check GameStop.com too. I know they had them up for pre-order. They're releasing them the 11th, so they might do a deal where they've got a little bit of stock that they'll sell Saturday. So keep that in mind. That said, I was stoked to get Countdown and Wham-Shell tonight. Again, the LightCore lineup. You got Countdown, Grim Creeper, Legendary Grim Creeper, Starstrike, Smolder Dash, Warnado, Flashwing, and the only character we lack now is going to be LightCore Bumbleblast, so that's going to be pretty cool. Then we'll have the entire LightCore lineup for Skylanders Swap Force. That said, this is Wham-Shell, and you have to admit that is an awesome pose, so I'm pretty stoked about it. Again, his slogan, Brace for the Mace. Be sure to check that link right at the top of the video description. I will have some pictures of Wham-Shell, his fellow LightCore characters, SSA Wham-Shell, everything like that. Again, you'll only see that on the blog. I'll have the stat card, the packaging, all that good stuff. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. That way I never know when I'm going to find or stumble across something new or crazy. When I do, I'll make a video. As a subscriber, you'll be amongst the first to know. Be sure to check out the blog again, oneofwisdom.com. I'm going to have the exclusive pictures and content there, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, do like Wham-Shell would say, and brace for the mace.